Welcome to the Agriculture and Cannabis Production Showcase. We're going to get started right into it. So we'll begin with introductions, talking about the different agriculture degrees, speaking about cannabis production. We're going to have one of our counselors speak, and at the end, we're going to answer some questions. And feel free to ask questions in the chat box right here. And we will get to them towards the end. And also, please sign in here. I'll send in the sign-in sheet. I know it was in the waiting room, but we'll put it here as well. And if you put in your information, we'll be able to send you some more communications that are more tailored to your interest in agriculture. And a few housekeeping items before we begin with our introductions. Please mute yourself. Like I said, some questions in the chat feature, and this session is going to be recorded so that we can share it with other students so they can get this information as well. So I'll let our agriculture instructors and program co-coordinators introduce themselves.
Oh, yeah, I'll go first. So I'm Kathryn Seebruck. Like Gracelyn said, one of the ag instructors and program co-coordinators. I've been with IVCC for about 2 years now, so I'm relatively new, but I'm really excited for you guys to be here and to learn all about our programs and our degrees. So welcome, and we hope you get a lot out of tonight's session.
All right, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. My name is Willard Mott, and I'm the other agricultural instructor and program co-coordinator. This is my 5th year here at IVCC since we restarted the ag program in 2016. Prior to teaching here at IVCC, I spent 11 years at Bureau Valley High School as a high school agriculture instructor and FFA advisor, and certainly excited to share with you the program that we have and take any questions that you have about anything that we offer. So thank you, and look forward to tonight's event.
And then we'll let our counselor, Jim, introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Jim Moskalewicz. I'm one of the counselors at IVCC. I've been here for a long time. I didn't know I had a picture with a very orange shirt and long hair, but that's okay. That is me. And I'm here to answer any kind of questions about a variety of different things, including the transfer options a little bit later for our agriculture program. So thank you for showing up.
We'll get you a new picture. I'm not sure where I pulled this from on the hard drive. Hi, everyone. My name is Gracelyn Quessy. I'm the student recruitment specialist here at IVCC. I work in admissions, records, and transfer services. I love talking to students about their college path, whether it be the career route or more education going on to transfer. I've had experience in all different areas and departments of student affairs, and would love to answer your questions about college and where you want to go after high school.
Okay, so I think I'll take it away from here. Kathryn and I had gone through and kind of broke up the different segments of the program tonight. So to kick things off, we're going to start off with the program requirements. And what we want everyone to know is that we do have open enrollment. And what that means is there's no prerequisites, or it's not a selective program at all. And so in order to join the ag program, what you need to do is just simply apply to IVCC, and then make sure you select the program that you are wanting to enter into when you do fill out the application, and then we'll get you started from there. So that's really it for getting into one of the ag programs here at IVCC. All right, the next thing is an overview of the individual degrees that we offer and certificate programs. And we do have more details on each one of these coming up in future slides. But the length of time that is listed here is for a traditional student who attends full-time. And so we do have several students that attend part-time, And they certainly complete their degrees in a timely fashion, but there's not any restrictions that says you have to do it within, a 2-year time frame. So we do have a lot of flexibility that way. But the degrees that are offered include the Associate of Arts in Agriculture, the Associate of Science in Agriculture, and then also the Associate of Applied Science in Agronomy, Associate of Applied Science in Agricultural Business Management. So these are some of our most common degrees that students pursue here in agriculture. We also offer 2 certificate programs, and these are intended to be 1-year programs. And the first one is the Certificate in Cannabis Production, and the second one is a brand new certificate program that will be launched this fall called the Certificate in Agricultural Studies. We offer a lot of experiential learning, a lot of hands-on opportunities for students in our various labs. And so our facilities here are state-of-the-art, they're very current, and they're certainly top-notch, and so it's something you want to check out in person eventually. But those include a crops and soil science lab. So here in Building J, where agriculture is housed, we have a complete lab where students complete hands-on activities in crop science and soil science. We also have an agricultural mechanics lab where we complete carpentry projects, electricity, small engines, and surveying. And so that's dedicated to agriculture as well. The other thing that we offer is precision agriculture. And so through our partnerships with Case IH and with Climate Field View, we are able to offer students hands-on experiences with brand new tractors. So for example, we have a 2020 Magnum tractor that students use that has all the latest, greatest precision technology on it. We also have a lot of iPads, we have a drone, and we have different navigation systems like Trimble Ag Business that we use for precision agriculture. And so students get a lot of hands-on experience with that equipment. And then also we offer animal science. And so we utilize our wet lab here on campus for animal science labs. And we've done everything from animal reproduction, animal genetics, to looking at just different animal components, so animal anatomy. And then we also complete a lot of animal science labs off campus through local farm partnerships and ag business partnerships. So for example, yesterday we took a tour of a local veterinary clinic over in Ottawa where students were able to actually see a cat be spayed yesterday. They also reviewed some x-rays on some different animals and got to tour the lab. So we do a lot of hands-on activities through the labs that we offer. We also have a campus farm, and that's where I'll turn it over to Kathryn, and she's going to talk about our campus farm and the things that we offer that way.
Yeah, so what's great about our campus farm, we have about 150 acres of farmland that's literally right on campus, pretty much right out of our back door. And that is great because it's very easy to get to that. So a lot of colleges and universities, to get to their campus farm, you have to kind of make a little bit of a trip to get out there, but that is not the case for us. Like I said, it's right out our back door. And even more so on our campus farm or right next to it, we actually have a new building, which is called our Agriculture Center. This is just phase 1 of a 2-phase project. So this phase 1 Ag Center, it's a routine storage and maintenance building where that Case IH tractor that Willard mentioned, which is actually in the picture on the slide here, it's housed in there. We also have a vertical tillage tool and a planter that we've been allowed to use by Case IH as well. So it houses all of that, and it allows plenty of room to house, future equipment that we'll be acquiring as well. And so with the campus farm, the best part about it is that, it's not just Willard and I using it, it's the students. So it's you guys. So the students, that nice big fancy tractor in that picture, the students in that picture, they get to drive that tractor, they get to use it, and they get to help, make the decisions, the farming decisions that the college is utilizing. So it's one of the best, experiential learning options that you can really get if you're, interested in agriculture and farming. And like I said, that's just phase 1, that building is. So in the future, we're going to implement phase 2, which is going to be a whole separate agriculture building right next to the Ag Center, where we'll have classrooms, laboratories, offices, student collaboration space. So it'll be kind of a really great place for agriculture students to kind of call their own and kind of, to congregate at and network in. And on top of that, we also have our greenhouse, which is over by the building that we're housed in now. And it's great because it's another way that students can use, hands-on learning opportunities to bolster what they learn in the classroom. So we'll do labs out in the greenhouse, or the greenhouse helps us to facilitate our labs in the laboratory. And it also, students get to use it for extracurriculars. So for example, our ag club members, they like to implement a greenhouse project every year where they get to grow, vegetables and bedding plants and get to sell them and donate them to different food pantries and such. So all of that, we have really great experiential learning opportunities for our students. So hands-on opportunities is kind of the name of the game with us. So we're really proud of all that. All right, so I'm going to kick things off with our different degree programs, starting with our AA or AS degree in agriculture. And so this is going to be your typical kind of traditional transfer degree. So students in this degree path, they're going to get their 2 years here at IVCC, and they'll typically transfer on to a 4-year university. And with these programs, they can transfer to any 4-year university of their choosing. So they're, like Willard mentioned before, they are 2-year degree programs traditionally. We do have quite a few students who come through the programs and do it in like 1.5 years or 3 semesters instead of 4, because a lot of them were rock stars in high school and got a lot of that dual credit, those opportunities. But like I said, they'll typically stay here for about 2 years and transfer on to a 4-year university. The overall credit hour requirement for the AA or AS degrees are, it's 64 credit hours. And in these credit hours, it's mainly going to be general ed courses as well as agriculture courses as well. But there are going to be a little bit less agriculture courses being taken in an AA or AS degree than would be in, let's say, like an AAS degree that we'll be talking about in a couple slides. And so some job opportunities for those who earn an AA or AS degree in agriculture. So like I said, these students are typically going to transfer onto a 4-year university where they'll, get some sort of agricultural degree, more than likely in some sort of area. So the options for job opportunities with an AA or AS degree are kind of limitless, anything you can think of. So like we have up here, a lot of students go on to get an ag ed degree, so they become high school agriculture teachers. They go on to be a sales representative for maybe a seed company, chemical company, et cetera. Some go into the business side of things, so they'll be like an agricultural loan officer, maybe they'll go into insurance. So like I said, the options are kind of limitless for these degree options. And the average starting salary for these types of careers is about $41,000. But like I said, that's an average. And so there's a lot of variability even between all of these as well. So a lot of really great opportunities for that.
Okay, so the next one is to get into our Associate of Applied Science degrees. And an Associate of Applied Science degree, basically the bulk of your studies is in agriculture. So the first one is an AAS in agronomy. And this is a 2-year degree plan. And some of the highlights of an AAS degree are the required internship experience. So students who complete an AAS, for example here, agronomy, are required to do an internship during the last semester of their degree program. And so our students work at local agribusinesses, they work at chemical and fertilizer dealerships, they can work at grain elevators, they could work at local farmers. Basically anything that is in the agriculture industry that is also related to their degree path and plan is probably something that they can do as an internship. So this is an exciting part of what I do every year, and that is to work with those interns and get them out into the workforce and help them along through that last stage of their degree plan. But when we look at the AAS degrees, these are what we call traditional non-transfer degrees. And what that means is that a student would come to IVCC for the 2 years for the 60 credit hours, and then they would seek employment after graduation. And so a student that really wants to take a lot of agriculture courses, this is a great option for them, because out of the 60 credit hours, 45 credit hours of that degree is agriculture. And the other 15 credit hours are the required gen ed courses like speech and English and math and those things to prepare students for their future career. And the last point on this slide is the fact that this is also transferable. And so before I mentioned that it's a traditional non-transfer degree, and we've been able to work with some partner institutions. So we've worked with Illinois State University, we've worked with Southern Illinois University and Iowa State University to establish articulation agreements with those universities to provide transfer options for students to complete a bachelor's degree in agriculture. And Jim's on this call, and what I want to say is the counselors are going to be your best resource to complete these degrees, as well as transfer on if that's your plan. So the AAS is a great option for those students, again, that want to come study for 2 years and then go into the workforce. And if they change their mind along the way, they certainly can, or they do have transfer options. And so on the next slide, we have a few examples of some careers or things that you might do after you graduate with an AAS in agronomy. And those include being a precision ag specialist. And so I have a current student that this is the plan they're pursuing, and they're actually working part-time for a local company as a precision ag specialist, and they plan to continue that after they graduate. But we've also had other students pursue that field. You could be a farmer or go work for a local farmer. I've had numerous requests for farm labor and farm help over the past semester. So that's a great option. You could be an entry-level agronomist. You could go into sales. So you could sell seed, you could sell crop insurance, you could sell some chemicals. So a lot of the entry-level sales positions could be possible options for you. And we also included a crop adjuster. So just like before, the list is fairly lengthy, and so we just try to highlight a few of the ones that our students have pursued in the past. And then the average salary for an agronomist is stated there at $44,000. And so just to give you a little bit of background, where we get that number from is from the entry-level positions that recent graduates pursue. And so that comes from our partner institutions, and they compile that data every year, and they look at what students that pursue these degrees earn their first year out of college, and so then they come up with an average. So if anybody wants more details on those numbers, we can provide them, but that's where it's coming from, a land grant university study that they do every year on first year students.
All right, so our next degree is our AAS degree in agricultural business management. So a lot of the details between the AAS in agronomy and ag business management are going to be the same, but of course with ag business, you're going to be taking more classes that are tailored to business versus agronomy. So again, still a 2-year program, traditionally non-transfer, but like Willard explained, we do have those articulation agreements with those 3 universities where it makes it extremely easy to, get this AAS degree at Illinois Valley with us, and then easily and seamlessly transfer on to one of those institutions. And I also want to just highlight a little bit about this, and Willard touched on it too, that it does make it really, really versatile for students. So I always tell students, right now, you don't know what you're going to be doing in 2 years, right? So you might not even have an idea of, okay, I don't know if I want to go to a 4-year university or not. Some students really know for sure that's what they're going to do, but a lot of students don't. And so this provides that versatility where, if you want to transfer on, it's very much possible if you want to transfer to one of these institutions. But if you don't, you have a career ready degree and you're ready to go into the workforce. So it's a really great opportunity and an option. And just like with the agronomy AAS degree, this one also has a required internship experience as well. So that's really great too. That gives students a chance to figure out, kind of the experiences that they like or don't like, which kind of gives them an idea as to what they'd like or not like for a future career. So internships are great in that sense. And then moving on to the career options for an individual with the AAS degree in ag business management. So these are going to be a little bit more tailored towards, of course, business related careers. So something like an ag loan officer, or on the farming side, maybe you're not doing the actual farming practices, but you're helping manage the farm, like the finances and your inputs and outputs and all of that. Crop insurance, again, this is another great degree that can get you into that field, as well as, going to grain facilities, manage those. So a lot of just management, some general business opportunities with this type of degree. But that's not to say that a student with an AAS degree in ag business wouldn't do something that a student with an AAS degree in agronomy could do. So there's a lot of transferability with the careers between these two degrees. And so the average starting salary for these careers, compiled from that same data source that Willard had mentioned, is about $47,000. So in agriculture, I always like to tell students there's plenty of money to be had in these careers, and on top of them being very fulfilling, they're also, great for your pocketbook as well, which is always a perk. We all like money. Okay, and so I am actually going to start with the one of the two certificates that we offer in our program, and this is our certificate in cannabis production. So like Willard stated before, this is a one-year program, and it's a certificate. So this one is 13 credit hours. Students will take our new course, which was offered for the first time last semester, which is Introduction to Cannabis Production. They'll also take soil fertility and fertilizers, crop pest management, and they also have a required internship experience, which is great because we do have a partnership with this Mid-American Growers company that you see in this image here. They have agreed to provide some internships to our students in our cannabis production certificate program. And so we have some students right now at Mid-American Growers carrying out their internships. And we also have students at Green Thumb Industries, or GTI, in Oglesby as well, carrying out their internships. So it's really exciting because, like I said, this class was offered for the first time last semester, meaning that those students are now finishing up their certificate credit hours this semester. So at the end of this semester, we'll have our first students with their cannabis production certificate, which is really, really exciting. And it says here that it's a stackable certificate. And what that means is basically it's really, really easy to tack this on to additional opportunities. So the courses in this certificate program, they are all included in the AAS in agronomy degree program. So essentially what a student would do if you're interested in getting a degree as well, you could get the AAS degree in agronomy and just take the Introduction to Cannabis Production course as your elective, and you'll thus then have the cannabis production certificate on top of the AAS in agronomy degree. So that makes it a really versatile option in case, you don't want to stop at just the certificate. You can get a 2-year degree, which, like we said before, is also transferable, that AAS in agronomy, to a university like Southern, for example, who I think they have a cannabis course in their undergrad degree program as well. So it just makes it really easy to just kind of keep tacking it on and to continue onwards. And so a lot of the times I get questions in class about the cannabis industry, and the big question is, what kind of jobs are there? So these are kind of the 5 big ones that you'll hear people talk about. So you can go into cultivation, so you can be a technician in the sense that you're not the head grower or the head cultivator, but you'll be like an assistant to them, and you'll help with just the general growing practices. Same with processing. So to process the products out of the plant, there are individuals, in a laboratory environment that are doing that, and you can help in that process. An inventory specialist and a dispensing agent, these two go a little bit hand in hand. So these two individuals would both be working in a dispensary. So basically they have, kind of an idea of all of the different products that are being offered there, what they do, what their benefits are, and can help a customer kind of decide on what product is best for them, as well as a sales associate, which is going to be similar, but it might be someone who's selling like a wholesale product to different dispensaries. And so the average starting salary for these careers is about $38,000. That data, of course, is a little bit new in the state of Illinois because it is such a new industry, but that's about the numbers that you'd be looking at for this certificate program.
Okay, and our final certificate program is our newest one, which is Agricultural Studies. And this program was just approved last week, and we found out yesterday that we'll be able to start offering it officially in the fall. But we will have students that will qualify hopefully this spring and can potentially graduate with this certificate as early as this spring 2021. But anyways, the certificate in agricultural studies is a one-year certificate plan, and so it includes 16 credit hours, and it does have some required courses as part of the degree program. And so students in agricultural studies will take an intro to ag industry course, an agricultural business management course, and precision agriculture. And then they'll have the option to select 7 credit hours of electives, of which one of those is going to need to be one of our lab courses other than the required lab, which is the precision agriculture course. And so not sure that we mentioned yet, but one of the things about our curriculum is that we do have 19 different agriculture courses that we offer in the course of a year. And so we have fall courses and then we have spring, but across the board, there's 19 different ag courses that are offered. And so students have a lot of opportunities to pick from different courses that they're interested in, from crop pest management to soil fertility to animal science to ag computers. And also one of the electives is our internship course as well. So a lot of opportunities for students to really get started in a agricultural degree program and advance their career with a short-term certificate. And just like the cannabis production, this one is also stackable, which means that once you earn those 16 credit hours, they can then go towards your next degree. And that's our hope, is that you come and earn a short-term certificate like Ag Studies and then continue on into our AAS programs, or maybe even continue on into a bachelor's degree eventually. So this is our newest degree program. There are many job opportunities locally, and statistically here in our 3-county area, about 10% of all the jobs are agriculture or agriculture related. And so this is a certificate program that can prepare you for those entry-level positions, which include things like being a commercial operator or applicator. And last week we had a applicator simulator here on campus. The students thoroughly enjoyed that, but it can prepare you for that career. Farm operations specialist, facility supervisor, things like a crop scout or livestock manager. Again, we're just trying to list some of the general areas and try to give you an idea of the many possibilities that are out there and available for people with this type of certificate. All right, so that concludes the degrees and certificates that we offer in our ag program. And the next question was, what sets IVCC apart from other ag programs? And so as we looked at all the things that we offer and all the opportunities available to students, these were really the ones that came to mind first. And so the first thing listed is our scholarships. And through the IVCC Foundation, the Agriculture Department awards over $50,000 in scholarships each year to students to pursue agriculture here at IVCC. So keep in mind that the foundation awards over $300,000 every year. And so of that $300,000, $50,000 is dedicated just solely to students in agriculture. Our largest award is a $4,500 award called the Davis Family Scholarship. And this year we'll be awarding 5 of those scholarships to incoming students. And that scholarship is actually renewable for the 2nd year. So students that meet the criteria and maintain the eligibility requirements can renew that scholarship into the 2nd year. And what that means financially for a student is essentially all of their tuition fees and books are paid for 2 years if you maintain those eligibility requirements. So that's a tremendous scholarship. But we also have opportunities available for students who are part-time students. We have scholarships for returning students as well as second-year students. So many programs offer scholarships just strictly to recent high school graduates or traditional, like true freshmen. And so we do have a lot of opportunities for people that are continuing or returning. So scholarships is one of our big highlights of our program. The second thing that we have is facilities. And as you heard about the new Ag Center and future plans for the Ag Complex as a whole, the college has really invested a lot of money and time into the facilities. And so that's something that really sets us apart. The new Ag Center is tremendous, provides a lot of opportunities there, but also here in Building J, where we have all the state-of-the-art equipment, we have smart technology in all of our classrooms, we have laptops for precision ag, we have iPads, we have brand new televisions that we use for or plan to use for cooperative learning as restrictions change here on campus. But our facilities are really top notch when you look at the classroom, the wet lab, the ag mechanics, just everything is top notch. And then the last thing on this slide I'll talk about is our partnerships. And so we have really been able to work closely with people on various efforts. And one of the most current ones is our Earn and Learn program through our partnership with GrainCo FS and AgView FS. So I encourage you to go to our brand new website, which is ivcc.edu/agriculture, and check out that program. But we partnered with GrainCo and AgView to provide students with tuition reimbursement, with part-time employment, but also guaranteed employment after they graduate. So a student could graduate debt-free and be guaranteed a job for 3 years through the Earn and Learn program. The other thing is our partnership with Case IH. We'll be doing 153 acres of on-campus research with Case, as well as with the University of Illinois Extension. We have access to brand new equipment. I mentioned the 2020 Magnum we have on campus, but we'll have a 2021 Magnum AFS Connect coming in late spring, hopefully for planting time. But we also have slated a brand new quad track that should be coming, and all these are complements of Case IH's Stoller International. So just partnerships with local ag businesses to provide students with that hands-on training and jobs after they graduate from the college. So partnerships, they're just, I mean, we have all kinds of them, and we hope to continue to expand those partnerships with local folks.
Yeah, and those partnerships are really, really great because, as you can kind of tell, they give us an opportunity to just extend even more opportunities to our students. So it's not for us, it's for the students, and they all directly benefit off of or from all of those partnerships. And it's just been really, really awesome. So the next item on this list here is our Ag Club. So our students in the Ag program do have the opportunity to be part of a club for the program. And the students in the club, they're all fantastic. They're all go-getters. They all, love to collaborate with one another and, socialize with each other outside of class, but also at the same time work towards different common goals. So I mentioned earlier with our greenhouse, they conduct a greenhouse project where they grow bedding plants and vegetable plants to sell and also to donate. They also, so if you're an FFA student and you're probably worrying about, missing the different types of FFA events after you're done with high school. Similar to that is our Ag Club is also a part of the Professional Agriculture Student Organization, which is a post-secondary organization for ag students to do competitions very similar to like FFA. So there's public speaking, there's judging, there's quiz bowl or college bowl, for example. And our students go to that, on their own will because they want to do it, and they do really, really well. So last year they got, I think it was 4th in the College Bowl competition, and this year, even though it was virtual, they got 2nd place, which was awesome. And a couple students also placed in the landscape horticulture contest, they got second and third, which means that IVCC as a team got first place in the contest. So they do a really great job. And again, you know, they do it all on their own, and it's really, really great. So the Ag Club is a really cool opportunity to, you know, collaborate and get some camaraderie with your fellow students in the program, because you all obviously share a common interest. And then the final thing here is, you know, that what sets us apart from other programs is that we are a young program, but we're also very progressive. So I hope that in everything that we've said, you've kind of picked up on the fact that we're pretty much always doing something new. And if we're not currently doing something new, we're striving to do something new. So like with our class offerings, we're always trying to think of, okay, what's the next class that we can offer to our students to get them another idea of what they might want to do in ag, or what's the next partnership that we can utilize, you know, how can we get more job opportunities and internship opportunities for our students. And so we really think that being a young program kind of allows us to, you know, very easily expand what we're doing. And again, it's all for the students, and we're just really proud of all that, and we hope our students are too. And we can see that as well, because they all end up in really great places after graduation and really, really thrive. So again, we're very, very proud of that. And I believe that ends our segment specifically. And I think then Gracelyn and Jim are going to talk a little bit as well.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Willard and Kathryn, for sharing all that information. We're going to have Jim talk about talking to a counselor and the importance of connecting and making sure that you're completing all your requirements in a timely fashion.
Okay, well, thank you. I wanted to go back to when Willard was presenting the AAS programs, well, Kathryn as well, the AAS programs that we have, and those partnerships that we have with the 3 universities specifically, Illinois State University, Iowa State University, which has been pretty popular these days with a lot of our district students. They seem to inquire about Iowa State, specifically for agriculture related programs and engineering related programs. So we work with them pretty well. And then Southern Illinois University down in Carbondale. To have such arrangements with universities that our applied science degrees transfer seamlessly into a baccalaureate degree program at their institutions, it's pretty special. And the word versatility was used earlier, and that's a great word. And Kathryn touched base. Most students that come into my office for the first time don't really know why they're even at IVCC. They might have an idea. They might want to take some agriculture courses. They might want to experiment with that introduction to cannabis course, so on. But they don't really know where that could lead them. So they just start plodding along. And that 2-year applied science degree is nice because it's really designed as a vocationally oriented degree. After 2 years at IVCC, you go out and seek employment with the credentials that you earn from us and the skills that you earn from us. And a lot of people come in and they're like, I don't know if I want to go to a 4-year school. You know, well, those degrees, along with the stackable certificates that step right into the degree, give you those options. You can start with a certificate, continue with our AAS, and then at some point down the road, if you think that transferring into a baccalaureate degree at one of the universities is going to benefit you either personally or professionally, you have that option. So I just want to throw that out there. That's one of the special things that I would add, you know, what's special about our programs. The fact that we have those relationships with the 3 universities is pretty special. You don't see those kind of deals too often out there with applied science programs. The other thing that I wanted to talk about as far as the importance of seeing a counselor is there are so many aspects of agriculture. So it's one of the broadest fields, majors wise, of any programs that I work with professionally. You look at all the sub majors within an agriculture program at any given institution, there's like 25 different things you might be able to major in as a subspecialty within the broader field of agriculture. And whenever you get that many type of sub majors, there's a lot of details that come along with pursuing each one of those programs. And I think that's where we would come into play in the counseling center. We have a lot of the legwork done for you with respect to specific coursework you have to take in order to transfer seamlessly into all these various programs at all the different state of Illinois universities that offer agriculture. So we like to take as specific approach as possible to our counseling and advising so that your transfer can be as seamless as possible. And again, there are a lot of nuances to earning a bachelor's degree, and heck, to earning an associate's degree for that matter as well. And I think that's where we come into play. We can help you making sure that you're taking all the right courses sequentially so that you're on track to provide for a seamless transfer. And I have a guide sheet up in front of me, the back of our agriculture guide sheet, and that's what I'm looking at, like all those sub majors. And the other thing I wanted to mention is animal science. We'll get a lot of people that are pre-vet. Veterinary medicine can be pursued through an agriculture program, and most commonly it's going to be done through an animal science degree. That's another somewhat popular starting point for students. They ask about, I want to be a veterinarian, and a lot of times animal science is the direction they go. And though the animal science programs are also housed within colleges of agriculture at the university. So a lot of details. That's what we're there for in the counseling center. We're a resource for you to explore options and help you pick, narrow down your options. And once you narrow them down, we're there to help you with all the details. And I'm open for any kind of questions if anybody has questions about transfer. So there you go.
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to type them in the chat box. And I'm just showing you the awesome agriculture website. Here is the transfer track like Jim was talking about. You can check out the guide sheets are all online. And like Jim was talking about, it'll show you what you have to complete here in order to transfer on to a 4-year afterwards. We have all the different programs listed on here. We have agronomy, agricultural business management, cannabis production. So these are all here for you to view. There's so much information all about the specific programs and what you'll be learning. It's all here online on the agriculture website, which links to the different programs of study by area. It's very comprehensive. I don't see any questions in the chat box. Anyone, you can also speak them if you'd like. We have questions. Oh, they're coming in now. First one is, we would like more info on the internship, please. I don't know if anyone wants to just cover more about maybe internship placement, how you get them.
Yeah, I can cover that, Graceland. I'm sorry, it didn't show up for everybody. So can you repeat the question?
Yeah, absolutely. This one was a direct message, and it was just the student would like more info on internships.
Okay. So the internships, I work with each student individually, and then we go through our career services department for internship, like for placement and completing the paperwork. But essentially, the internship requires 225 hours of work experience, and that is for 3 credit hours. And then along with the internship experience, the student also takes a required course called an internship seminar. And so through the seminar, it's a 1 hour, once a week course where we touch base on how things are going in the internship, any challenges that they're having, but then we also cover employability skills, things like resume writing, job interviews, things today like virtual interviews. So we do some current topics as well. We cover things like retirement plans, salary versus hourly employment, really anything the students may be interested in or want to know about or need to know about when they, before they graduate with their internship. But going back, I mean, specifically the internship is, the student helps to seek those out, but they work through me as well. We have people and businesses that contact us all the time with internship opportunities. So it's really a collaborative effort between what the student's interested in, what they want to do, and then also what contacts that we have. So in the event that the student, does not have a place of mind that they want to go to, then we certainly have a list of people that we've worked with, and we'll make sure that they get placed. In terms of the cannabis production internship, those are a little more specific because the options are more limited as far as where we have placement availability. So that's where Mid-America Growers really comes in, as well as Green Thumb Industries. So we have a formal partnership with Mid-America Growers to place students for their internship. And in that program, there's actually 7 stations that the students are rotating through, everything from HR and accounting into the greenhouse where they're growing, they're harvesting, they're doing everything. There's 7 separate stations there. With Green Thumb Industries, or GTI, there are specific requirements. One of those being that the student has to be 21 years old in order to work there. And then they also have to go through the Department of Ag and fill out some paperwork. But otherwise, we've worked with GTI to have students placed, and they work individually with them to basically custom design their internship program. And so the 3 students that are there are actually working in 3 separate areas, but it's tailored to their interests. So hopefully that answers the question on internships and the basic requirements and how they're handled. If I missed anything, let me know.
The student says, thank you for answering that one. Our next one would be, what would a typical schedule look like for one of the AAS degrees?
Okay, I'll at least start. I don't know the exact, you're going to probably know a little bit more off the top of your head, the days and times, both Willard and Kathryn, because you're the ones teaching the classes. But the AAS program is 60 credit hours. It's typically, a full-time student is going to pursue that with about 5 classes each semester, 15 or 16 total credit hours. The majority of the coursework is going to be focused on agriculture. So you're going to have AGR classes of different types. I have, let's see, I have the ag business, I think up. Yeah, I have the business management. The first semester has an introduction to field crop science, introduction to agriculture mechanics, introduction to ag business management, introduction to ag industry, and a technical math course. So typically you're going to look at 3 or 4 agriculture courses and 1 general education type course each semester. 3 or 4 ag courses, 1 general education course each semester. I think the next question is very much related to it. Willard and Kathryn, if you could field that, are all the classes offered during the day? Are there any offered in the evenings? It's really kind of focused on the schedule itself.
Yeah, definitely. So our classes are all offered during the day. Our classes specifically, all during the day. We don't really go much late in the afternoon, really. So they're typically morning and like midday classes. And then, yeah, we don't have any evening offerings. I think we still have 1 evening offering for our ag credit and finance course, but I think the plan is to move that to a daytime offering regardless. So yeah, no nighttime classes, unfortunately. And in case it comes up, I get some questions about this as well. We don't have any summer classes either. You're welcome.
Any other questions or anything like that? Anything you'd like us to cover? Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Like we said, we were answering our questions. And please feel free to reach out to us if you do have any additional questions. Our next upcoming showcase is Arts and Sciences, which is 2 weeks from now. That's Tuesday, the 23rd at 6 p.m. And thank you, Willard, for putting that link in there again, www.ivcc.edu/agriculture. It's a wonderful, very comprehensive webpage. Thank you also for those who submitted their responses to sign in for this. We'll be sure to make sure that you get information on the programs that you selected. And text or call us at our admissions line, which is 815-224-0439. If you have any questions, we do have that. You can text us as well. We're not robots. Just a few other things I'd like to show you. If you missed any of our other academic showcases and are curious to see them, please check out on our, if you go to www.ivcc.edu/visit, you can navigate to our academic showcases page. And we also have these on our IVCC Eagles page. Our playlist, we have our academic showcases, and PTK Pretends Lunch and Learn with IVCC is another great for career exploration and program exploration. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Our next upcoming event other than the showcases is Explore IVCC, so keep an eye out for that too. That is Tuesday, March 30th at 5:30. If you RSVP and attend, you get a free pair of IVCC sunglasses, so that's really exciting. Like I said, just stay tuned for your latest events, check your email, and go to ivcc.edu/visit if you have any questions about any upcoming events. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening.